Okay, let's push it a bit. V7 Special.
Let me welcome you to today's episode. ...650cc bike, 6 positions.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, guys. I am on a Guzzi V7 2022, and soon you're gonna get more information about what I think of this bike. Okay, the side stand, it's a bit far back. So this is it, the V7 Special Moto Guzzi. The previous model had a 750 engine, this one has 850. The previous model had less power than this one. This one has 65 horsepower, and it produces all these horses at 6,800 RPMs, and the maximum torque is 73 Newton meters at 5,000. So the torque is very, very low, and I have to say that the pull of this bike, it's just right. And here, those two exhaust, as you see, wonderful, wonderful, really. I have to say it. I have nothing against the style of this bike. Moto Guzzi. So the famous V2 90 degrees with the chrome pipes going back. The seat, it's pretty low, and it's not so soft like I thought previously, but it's comfortable, and the pegs are low, so your knee angle is just right, I have to say it. So this bike has both Brembo brakes, single disc at the front and also single disc at the rear. The front one is 320 millimeters and the rear one is 260 millimeters. What is very different from other bikes is that the front wheel is 18 inch and the rear wheel is 17 inch. The front tire is 190 and the rear tire it's 150/70. So these are very strange dimensions. Very nice fuel tank. It is 21 liters. So with this you can really do a lot of kilometers. A very classy and classical look. The front light, a lot of chrome. It has LED turning lights, so the front light is just a normal one, but the rear stop light, it's also LED, just here. So this bike differs from the standard model because of this handle for the pillion. These two exhausts that are chromed, and also this plate but also the suspension, so this is also chromed. The seat, it's comfortable, but I have to say it that it's not really soft, but it is very very big and would be for two up easily. Speedo on the left, Tahoe on the right. It has the reserve light, so also it has the gear indicator, the clock, and also traction control that it's blinking when you are pushing it. This is the heart. This is the heart of a pure bike. Here you insert the key. Okay. And pretty much no space under the seat. Okay, let's push it a bit. Man, it goes. It really goes. So the ride feels comfortable. The handlebar, it's very large, and you have a nice feel that it is a very very user-friendly bike. So you always feel the rumble of this machine, and when you're cruising you have a feel that you are on a totally different machine. So the RPMs when cruising are pretty low. As you see right now, I am cruising at 80 kilometers per hour and I'm doing 3,500 RPMs. So this machine is really not stressed, I can say. And if you want to go hard, you can. It pulls. It really pulls when you want it to. You can see the flashing red light, and this is the traction control kicking in. The handlebar is in the right position. The mirrors are very nice. You can see everything, and I have to say it because I am pretty big. For my big body, I am 6'1" and about 100 kilos. and this bike feels just right. The gearbox feels very strange. It's a bit hard, at least I think so, and this is probably because it's a brand new bike, and when it will have more kilometers it will become better, I think. The clutch, it's very light, and this is a good thing. And it's a shaft drive. And about the shaft, you just do not feel it. It is smooth. It is not clunky. It is very, very well made shaft, I think. This is a well made bike. It is a very different bike in terms of the look and the installed components. I mean, this round speedo and these mirrors, the handlebar all chromed, and V2 very specific Moto Guzzi engine, and a shaft drive that works surprisingly well on this Moto Guzzi of the latest generation. So the V7 model, it's a very old model from Moto Guzzi, already from the 50s, and this is a kind of a legend. So it is a well-known model overall, but they are improving them from model to model, or from year to year. It has a really nice turning angle, so it is easy to turn around, and I can show you. You can see that with no problem I just turn around. It has an air oil cooled engine with 65 horsepower, and the maximum power, it is at 6,800 RPM, and this is more than enough for this type of a bike. So if you're looking for a very classy old school bike, this is the one for you. The build quality, it's nice. I have to say that I have some complaints about this bike, and this is the very strange gearbox. So when you just check the gear you are in, there is a kind of a delay, at least I found it, and it is a bit hard. The gearbox, it's a bit hard, but in the same time I think that you should get used to it. So it is not a deal breaker, I would say. Otherwise, like I said, no particular vibes, very smooth engine, and the bike is also very stable, and look, very nimble, very nimble. Even though it has more than 220 kilos, I think that it has 223, and it feels like riding a bicycle. The brakes are very nice, so they bite immediately. You just have to press enough the lever, and the traction control kicks in pretty fast, but this is how it should be. It is a naked bike, and as such there is no wind protection, but it is just a fresh air coming to your body. So if you are used to this kind of bikes, you're gonna like this one. So guys, it is time to do the 3 pros and 3 cons, and I have to say that the first pro, it's the engine. The engine, it's very lively. It's the one you feel under your seat, and it has enough power. So it is a punchy engine. I wouldn't say it is sporty, but it is the right one for this bike. The second pro, the sitting position, it's spot on for me that I'm 6'1", and also all of you that are shorter will find this position, I think, perfect. Some of you that are taller may struggle, but you should sit on yourself. And the third pro, it's the build quality, and I think that it is perfect. A lot of chrome, traction control, ABS, sure, because all of today's modern bikes have ABS. Mirrors are well made, and you can clearly see behind. So overall the build quality is just perfect. You cannot feel the shaft, so it's smooth, and the engine also. 3 cons, the gearbox that I just find very strange, and you should get used to it. The second cons, it's the kickstand here, that it is very far back, so you should be aware of this. And the third cons, it's the fuel gauge. This bike, it's without the fuel gauge, so there is a reserve light, but this is all. So you should take care how much fuel you have inside. So I think that this is a bad point. So if you are into retro nakeds, or let's say classic bikes, this is the one for you. I think that you should test ride it, because it really has a very unique feel when you ride it. So do it. Okay guys, I would like to say thank you to PVG in Koper, in Slovenian PVG Koper, for letting me ride this bike. I have to say that guys there are really kind, and if you're about to buy or test ride one of their bikes, just go there. They have Piaggio, Moto Guzzi and Aprilia bikes. Okay guys, do me a favor and subscribe. Till the next one. And the eagle is always looking ahead.